Welcome to the soul message, the soul message, the soul message. Welcome to the soul message, the soul message. Jamada's getting ready to come and pull the cards. Yeah. Hey everybody, I feel like my lips a little dry. Fix that. Okay. Let's clear the space. Turn this up. The incense is for the vibes and the energy and the aroma, of course. But let's cleanse this space. Free of any energy that is stagnant and bringing the higher flow. Okay, short and sweet. Give me some space here. Get in the chair. All right, so y'all, I am the Mystic Jabadi Manuel, and we are here with another episode of The Soul Message. And I'm so glad to be here with y'all because I love what I do. And I'm excited that y'all get to view me now that podcasts are becoming more video form. So, with that being said, I want to open up with some breath work. Or, you know what? Read a Jamadism first. Y'all know I've released my book, Jamadism Light, Living Intentionally Through Empowerment. So if you want to learn how to live it through empowerment, you want to learn how to really free your mind and let the rest follow. If you really want to know your space in God, if you really want to know, let's just read something out of here. I'm going to just turn to a random page. Love is the eternal message. It creates connections between every being. I'll let y'all see the image. Love is the eternal message. It creates connections between every being. I'll read a little bit. It says, when you meet someone and find that you have things in common, we begin to share a bond and a connection that feels like love. In essence, we all have things in common. This is a fact. So there is always an opportunity to connect and form bonds. Through these bonds, we give, teach, learn, and gain more. Then we repeat this process every time we experience something new or someone new. With love being our guide in this process, we are able to create bonds and connections that feed our mind, body, and spirit. And I think that may be a fruitful conversation because I know Valentine's Day is coming up for y'all, but a lot of times when we're talking about love, love comes from this feelings of a bond. Like, I feel like we have a connection here. And that's just based on things that you have in common. Like, oh my God, you love pizza? I know we got a bond. Oh my God, you love Shaka Khan? I know we got a bond. You love rainy days and quiet spaces? I know we have a bond. Period. So I just wanted to say, I think there's this atmosphere around what we think is love, what love really is. I think we have to take the time to learn it. Because to me, love is like a connection where you're giving the space for someone to be themselves. And I think you should give yourself the space to be yourself always. So I'm gonna give myself the space to be myself. But I know people feel my love when I'm giving them the space for them to be their self. Like that little child who wants to run up to you and be like, because they're excited, be like, oh my God, look at this, look at this, look at this. Like if you give that child that 20 seconds of just like, okay, tell me what it's about. That's love. We want to be heard. We want to be felt. We want to be connected with somebody. We want to know we have something in common. Did you see what I saw? A lot of times that's love. And so yeah, y'all get the book. It's online at Barnes and Nobles, or if you write me personally, I will mail you the book and sign it. I'll sign it and give a little message, a little energy message, just an affirmation, because I may know you, I may not. So, and I don't want to just be giving readings just on my book to strangers. But I said all that to say this. You can book or read it. But I said all that to say this. Write me, and if I do know you, I'm probably gonna put a little message in there. But the book is $15, and you're gonna have to pay shipping if you want that book to come to you. But I wouldn't let the shipping be too high, especially if you're in America. You know, we're just gonna do regular shipping. It'll get to you. It's pretty quick nowadays. Moving on. I said all that. Said this. Or you can do express. We can talk about that. Let's do the breath work so we can really get into the soul message. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed the Jamatism. I'm finna get present. Let's all take a deep breath. Inhale. Take a deep breath. Feel good energy coming in, and exhale. Once again, let's inhale. Feel love and good energy coming into the body. And let's exhale. Release. One more time. Inhale. Feel love and good energy coming into the body. And exhale. Feel yourself drop down into a centered space, your genius space, a very centered space where you can feel your best self. So we can get into this conversation, because that's what I'm here to talk about, you and your best self. Not really here to fortune tell, not really here to guide you into no superstitious stuff. I'm really here to talk about the energy going on in the world, where you are currently, and how to move through this stuff. Because that's what's important, because there's a lot of stuff going on, and we need someone telling us how to move through the stuff going on, more so than like just promising in 12 days you're gonna see da-da-da-da-da. Like, a lot of times I think we should pray for each other, and that'll get some stuff moving. But just going around to people and them just telling you random things. I had a woman, she said, you do readings? Because I was a law of attraction teacher. And she was astonished that I did readings. She was like, you believe in the law of attraction. Why would you do readings? And I was like, well, sometimes a lot is going on in life, and I want to kind of see where things are really lining up and just get a really good view of honestly what the energies are going on. And she was like, yeah, I can kind of understand that. But she was like, she would only get a reading because there's too many choices. And I was like, that's the best time to get a reading, because you got too many choices. But she was saying, because life is like a vending machine. When you know exactly what snack you want, you can press the button, get the snack. But when you are like, ooh, do I want the Doritos? Do I want the Cheetos? Do I want the Snickers? And you only got so much money in your hand, then it's like, oh, I gotta feel this out. And that's where we start reaching for intuition, because multiple choice is confusion. But when you have clarity, you have definiteness, you know exactly what it is you're going to and what you want. A lot of the times you're like, oh, I don't need a reading. Like, that's what you need a reading for, when you know what's going on. Like, when you just like, oh, there's so many things going on, but what should I be doing? Talk to me. Talk to me. But we're gonna talk about it right now. So let's get into the reading. No, you gotta bond with your cards and clear them before you get to a new discussion. I hope the music isn't too loud, but it's gentle. So I'm gonna try to speak a little louder. So just in case, because my friend Stella, who is probably gonna watch this, she said I was kind of low on the last one. So I might bring a little bit more personality, energy, so y'all can hear me, because people know me and they know I'm highly energetic. So I was like, okay, let me speak a little louder so we can get this across. Yeah, so let's pull. Oh, I know that was in the last one, but that's different. And that's different. Okay. The tower came up in the last podcast, and the tower has come up again. So that's really interesting. Because the tower symbolizes like serious changes. And I know like right now in my life, I'm going through some serious changes. I felt like I just went through the coldest winter ever. I was like, I ain't never been not going outside before because I was like, man, it's 10 inches of snow. It's cold. I'm finna stay in here. I'm finna eat my chili. I'm finna relax and have a good time. And that's what I did, honestly. Y'all want me to be real. But it was different. It was so different. Like, my life has been so different. Like, and I was just telling my friend, I'm trying to acclimate, or I'm acclimating. Like, I feel like I'm more acclimated now to all the changes that I have been experiencing, but there's still more changes coming. So I'm just like, ooh, God, when can I get to that level where I'm more settled? Let me look. No, I'm not going to talk about myself. Let me look for y'all. Let me get present. Take a deep breath. Okay, yeah, you know what? We're going through an Aquarius new moon. The planets was just in alignment on the 25th. There is new energy shifting, and that's why all the changes feel like it's coming. It's more than just the politics that we're going through than just Donald Trump's executive order. There are higher energies at work, and I think God is just trying to get everybody clear. This is what this looks like. This is what this look like. This is what this look like. Get out of the illusion. Don't deceive yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Don't get into the confusion. This is the truth. Walk in it. Walk on it. Be real. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Because sometimes escaping to the fantasy make us feel like it could become true. Like, let's hope for the fantasy. But sometimes it's not about the fantasy. It's really about being real with yourself. What's best for yourself. What's going to serve you. And a lot of people can talk you into some confusion and illusion and deception really quick. And you really have to be honest with yourself. Especially if God being honest with you, at least heed God's honesty. And then be honest with yourself about what God had been honest with you about. And I think that'll help. And yeah, let me look again. Oh, got too close. This energy that's coming is very celestial. And I feel like you got to understand that heaven is on your side. Like, while you're going through these changes, walk tall. Even if you feel like you're shifting in a way that is like kind of not your standards in life, when you feel like some things are like kind of coming up against you, challenging you, and you're like, man, this is not how I feel. I want to feel comfortable. You can't let that kind of stuff get to you, because heaven is going to work it out. I think sometimes we're not patient. Sometimes we're in such a rush to heal that we're not healing. Like, you cannot take a cake out of the oven before it's fully baked, because it didn't bake all the way. So you really can't rush healing. Sometimes we are very captivated with the miracles in the folklore. Like, I'm a Reiki master. There's a lot of people I've laid my hands on, and they've come up and said, oh my God, the pain is gone. That is miraculous. But there are some deeper wounds that they have that is going to take a time, because something caused the pain before the Reiki even came. Okay? And if they don't work on that, it can still move around into the next spot, to another way. So healing can take time, but you gotta be proactive and serious about it. So I think like there's clarity coming, there's healing coming, there's all these things coming, and we have to really be patient, is what I'm seeing. Because if you have the clarity, just walk on what you know, be patient, know that the vision has come to you, you have it plain. Though it takes some time, wait, it'll surely come. That's what the Bible says. We'll get out of that. Let's get into the cards. Because it's just too much. There's too much in the world. Too much. Yeah. Take a breath. Get present. Presently in your life, you're still on the ropes about your environment. You're like, am I in the right place? Am I in the right space? Am I entertaining the right energies? Am I walking my alignment? Am I on the right path? Am I in the right location? There's all these kind of questions because things are changing so much to where you'll be like, do I need to change something? I'm going through so many changes. Do I need to change something so the changes can stop? Like if I change something, will the changes stop? It's like life is change. You are a baby, you are an embryo, you were in your parents at one point, and look at you now, big, doing stuff. So I do think there is a point where you can have to sit with like life has changed. Life has changed. So I do think like there is a space where you're having to master this change. Okay? You gotta understand that heaven is on your side. So the changes, I'm not saying you can bear, because some changes feel hard the first time you go through them. Like there was a moment my window got busted because I drive a Kia. And that first time I was like, whoo, the world is worlding. And then it happened a second time. And that time I was like, okay, And by the time the second time it happened, I was like, I'm not fazed by this. I know how to handle this. This is handleable. Y'all ain't got my car. Y'all can't get my car. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And not even to say I'm bragging that God is just keeping my car. I even got the little club, one of them throwback clubs. Like, God gonna send me the resources I need. Like, just, I have the club where if you try to drive that car, that thing ain't getting down the street. So I said all that to say this. I just find that heaven is on my side. God has prepared me for the changes and the challenges. I'm not going to let the changes get me off my path and off the truth. I'm not going to let the challenges get me off my path and get me off the truth. I'm an acceptance. I'm acceptance of the challenges, acceptance of the changes, and acceptance of how God got me. God got me. So I moved through the challenges and the changes. And I think coming to that revelation, heaven salutes you. They celebrate you. They are happy because they're like, okay, you are prepared for the work. And you're like, I accept the challenges. I accept the changes. Because that's gonna be a part of the road of success. Everybody's not gonna kiss my ass and suck me up. Everybody's gonna be themselves. Okay? So some people may be introducing changes. In some situations, the weather, life may be introducing changes. And some people, the weather, life may be introducing challenges. And somewhere in there, God is keeping me. Once you come to that realization, I think heaven is like, yes, we got this. We can handle this. We can do this. We can make this happen. And I think you just have to get there. There's a getting there. Heal. Be patient. But if you can take that on right now, you can be healed whole right now. Life is going to be lifing. God is going to be Godding. And I am going to be well. I'm going to live. I'm going to keep moving through this. Yeah, I walk through this valley of the shadow of death. I fear no evil. For thou art with me. So I'm going to keep moving through the rhythm. What you got to really work on is your judgments. Judgments. They talk us out of stuff. Like God is like, I'm going to promote you. And you just like, but think about the staff and what about the management and These folks don't like me. Those are your judgments. Maybe based on your experience. I'm not gonna disregard your experience. I'm not gonna say your reality is real to you. Somewhere, if God is telling you something, your reality is going to shift. You just gotta be okay with the changes and the challenges. It's like, okay, God gonna promote me, but I don't think these people really fond of me. Okay, so God gonna work through those challenges because they're gonna be on my team. So God gonna work through those challenges because God know there's a dream. We're moving on something, and I'm gonna handle these changes because I know like people not gonna expect me to be doing the best job because they hating on me. But God gonna help me through this. God gonna help me through this because God said I'm gonna be promoted. God is able to do what He said He will do. He's gonna fulfill every promise to you. Don't give up on God because He won't give up on you. He's able. Hiya. But give up the judgments. Judgments are heavy opinions. Like a judgment is a strong opinion. Like I don't really have the facts that these people don't like me because I ain't read their diary and seen them write it down. It's just a vibe. But you know what? It could be a them thing. A lot of times to me, how I stay out the judgments and the heavy opinions is once I get to trying to start a narrative, I'm like, stop the narrative. Because once I start trying to say, oh, they don't like me, I gotta start saying why they don't like me, and and those are narratives, and that all that stuff can be untrue. Like that's why I'm in a group on the flow, like they like to ask question, is it true? And it's based on something the woman named Byron Katie says. And the work to getting from being crazy is start asking yourself, is the stuff you saying true? And if you know it's just an opinion or just some thoughts rolling in, let it go. Because it could be fucking with you. But this is my point. Judgments are strong opinions. You gotta give them up. And that is really how you work it out to me. Like, try not to start the narratives, try not to get into the heavy opinions, and ask yourself, is it true? Okay, I don't know if these people really don't like me. That's just the vibe I'm getting. But, okay, if it's not true, let it go. You don't even have to pick up that judgment again. You can actually go to work and walk around comfortably without thinking somebody don't like you. You know, because you're just like, is it true? I don't even really know. I just know that me and these people may not vibe early in the morning. That's cool. But, you know, if I'm being promoted, we're going to find ways to get along. I may get some books. Somebody may just be like, you know what? You'd be surprised you get promoted. Somebody be like, I always knew you was going to get promoted because you're someone who come to work on time and you do your work. And you'd be like, I thought you didn't like me. And they'd be like, for what? I just don't talk to people at work. Because I want them to do their work. But I see you come to work and do your work, so I don't bother you. And then he was like, man, I was wrong. I thought you didn't like me. Those are these judgments that you don't really have to have, because God can change the heart of a person. God can change the mind of a person. God can change the position of a person. And your idea of your judgment don't hold really no weight. You've been on the planet less than 100 years. You may think your vibration is strong. And it could be if you meditate a lot. But other than that, just roll with what God is saying and pray through stuff. It's like, in all things, pray unceasingly. Unceasingly pray, because things are going to happen. Things are changing. Things are challenging. Pray. Have a high vibrational conversation about it. Be like, ooh, God, I know I'm walking through this challenge, but you're holding my hand. Ooh, God, I know I'm going through these changes, but you're making me whole. You're keeping me whole. You're holding me through these changes. I'm not alone. And I thank you. I thank you. Simple stuff. But it lifts up your energy to where you don't have to be like, is it gonna work out? Is it gonna work out? Is it gonna work out? You know, because that's too much mental And it's mental and spiritual battle against yourself. And that can turn physical. When you are going against what your soul is picking up from your higher master, when you're going against, when your mind is going against that kind of thing, and disbelief and worry, all that stress and disconnection from the spirit and all that worry, it puts so much on the body. You got to keep up your spiritual practices. That's why prayer is important, because it keep a lot of that mental stuff down, keep the connection with your soul and your spirit moving higher, and it keep your body at peace, at rest. At least you can go to sleep that night. You can't sleep, pray. And if you notice, when you can't sleep at night and you pray, somebody will call you, and it'll distract you, where it may even tire you out to where you're just like, you know what? My problem ain't even that bad. Or you just be like, you know what? I was thinking I was helpless, but somebody called me and I just went on to help them, and I feel a little bit better about myself. Got some good karma coming. Because you don't want to be going against your spirit. Like if God said this is going to happen, go through the changes, go through the challenges, no heaven on your side. Don't have no judgments, because it's going to get all into that mental work. That mental work going against your body, where you need to be moving and doing what you need to do, and going against your spirit, where you are pulling in inspiration and pulling in the truth and pulling in the insights and the wisdom. And I think you have to understand that you have these gifts. Use them. Be okay with using your gifts. I think sometimes we're scared of being powerful because we think people are going to want to chop our heads off. But be okay with your gifts. Okay? They're going to hate on Beyonce. They're going to hate on Tyler Perry. They're going to hate on Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams going to hate on these people. It's just going to be a lot of chitting and a chatting and a this and a that. But your gift makes room for you in the world, where you might have felt like you was alone, where you might have felt like you didn't have what you needed. Your gift kind of works that out for you. And when God is telling you you're going to move, you don't want your mind going against your body and your spirit. Free yourself of the judgments against yourself. You may have judgments against yourself. God talking about you're going to get the promotion, you saying, I'm not good enough. Now that's crazy. And when we talk about promotion, there's preparation before promotion. This is in your career. This is in your love life. This is in your health. This is in your home. Like God is going to promote you to another level. And you being prepared. You are prepared. You got to be patient, because Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was Beyonce. So I wanted to say all that to say this. The advice that I'm really trying to give you is be serious about your intuition. Not about your thoughts and your ideas, but about what you know you feel from your inner being. Deep in your, beyond your mind, beyond your body, that stuff that feel like it's coming out of the air you breathe. It's like, I don't know, but I'm breathing and I'm picking up this. I don't know. Okay. But I'm breathing and this is what I'm picking up. And I really think you just have to be open to that. Honestly, that your intuition is always pouring in, always speaking to you. And you may not call it intuition, you may just be calling it like you have an inner guidance. You have a conscience, a higher conscience. You may have whatever you call it, but something is speaking to you. I don't know if you're watching this channel, something be talking, I'm talking to you. But you have your own gift. And you gotta, the more you use it, the stronger you get with it, because you're understanding it more. Like the more you work with your gift, the more you understand your gift, and the more you understand yourself. If the world says to thine own self be true and know thyself, you're not using your gifts. You're not being true to yourself, and you really don't know yourself. And I'm not looking at you saying that, but I'm just trying to put that energy out there for you. Like if you're not, and I'm gonna look at you now in your eyes and say, if you're not using your gift, you're not honoring yourself. I'm gonna throw that in there. You're not learning about yourself. You're not studying yourself. You're not getting to know yourself. And really holding yourself back in life. You're really not allowing yourself to shine. You're really not allowing yourself to be true to the self. And I think you gotta work on that, and not just you, me too, because that's why I had to get back into the podcast, because I'm like, oh, my neck, I'm in so much pain. The spirit's like, you've been talking about that podcast that you ain't been doing. And since I've been doing it, I feel so much better. But I said all that to say this, because you don't want to be fighting against the spirit. That's a losing battle, because the spirit trying to take you higher. It's trying to keep you healthy. It's trying to keep you well. It's trying to keep you in alignment. So you got to keep in with your intuition. You don't want to be fighting, because the world and the demonic energy and the world and the animal nature of humans and the world and the fucking societal things that throw you off, the distracting things, I do think it's one of those levels where it's like, I really may have to keep to myself sometime. You don't have to keep to yourself. You just have to be strong. You can do all things through the Christ that strengthens you, that's giving you the wisdom, that's giving you the love, that's giving you the abilities, the gifts, the powers. And I think you have to be really, really strong in that. Be strong in that. And honestly, truly, don't let the devil ride. Because sometimes that negative, intrusive thought where it's like, you finna do something you ain't got no business, don't do it. Because at some point you gotta start listening to your higher self. When your higher self is saying that's not gonna go well for you, don't say, let me figure it out. Like if the energy and the people around you are really trying to speak to you and say, hey, this ain't really gonna go well for you, just hear it out. And because like information is good information. Don't think there's such a thing as bad information, because sometimes you wish you would have knew. Because even in the story of the boy who cried wolf, it's like, hey y'all wolf, hey y'all wolf, hey y'all wolf. And then last time they didn't believe him, they should believe him every time, because it could be one, it could not. Now at some point you want to get to a place where you're just like, oh, I can't believe anymore. But it's just information. Like you really got it. Then I think intuitively at some point they're gonna be like, damn bitch, we gotta tell this boy. Like everybody should say, hey, stop doing that. Because I know you like to prank us and you like the attention and you like to break up everybody's peace, because we coming to help you. But honestly, truly, like one day you may say, come help, and we'll just be like, oh, it's a prank. And it may be for real. Like, someone should set them down and have that conversation. But moving on, I said all that to this. Sometimes when you're changing, it seems like you are grieving your old life. And sometimes that it goes into the acclimating. Like it's like, oh, I'm finna leave this old job, or I'm finna leave this old state, or I'm finna leave this old way of thinking, oh, I'm finna leave these friends because I want to hang with more friends that are doing this, and oh, I'm gonna leave this, I'm gonna leave that. Like, you're going from third grade to fourth grade. You may grieve your third grade teacher because your fourth grade teacher's a bitch, or really all your other teachers were nice, and then you're moving on. But this is my point. Because my fourth grade teacher was nice, and Miss Ragland was very sweet. Don't think I'm talking about her, but this is my point. It's just we grieve sometimes when we're moving through life. And it's okay to grieve and take on the information that comes through the grief. But you don't have to stay in that. You can say, you know what? A lot of grief, I feel like, comes from nostalgia. Where you're just like, oh, I used to drink coffee with my papa. Now I'm drinking coffee, my papa's not here. Baby, don't let that grieve you forever. Like there's a point where you gotta take in the information, be like, wow, I really cherish moments, like over a cup of coffee and my papa's wisdom and things like that. And I'm not saying anybody can replace your papa, because it's not possible, but there's a moment where it's like, okay, maybe there is somebody else I can enjoy a cup of coffee with. not to replace anybody, but just to keep the memory going and say, you know what, actually, through my papa, I learned I enjoy morning coffee in moments. And I'm going to take that gift on and share it with the world. May even open up a coffee shop. So you got to let stuff inspire you. Don't let it grieve you forever, because you'll grieve the legacy away. You don't want to grieve the legacy away of, like, if your hometown made you a great person, don't grieve the legacy away. If your papa made you a great person, don't grieve the legacy away. Somewhere you got to say, this city, this person gave me what I need to be who I am. And I'm out here and I'm killing it. I'm gonna leave a powerful legacy, and I'm gonna speak their names. When people say, oh, you're so great, well, I come from a great city. I had some really great loved ones growing up. I had really great supporters. And I think that's really where it has to be. Because, I think love is always there, but you don't want to grieve the legacy away. So I said all that, said this, to summarize it up, so I can get up out of here. You're going through changes, but don't grieve it. You're going through challenges, don't grieve it. Just know that heaven's on your side, you can handle it. And heaven is excited about that you can come to that realization. But you got to get rid of your judgments of yourself, your judgments of others. Open up to your intuition. Allow God to work with you and through you and around you. Okay? God can work through you, on you, and all around you. Let God work on you, through you, and all around you. Work in you. And I just think it's just one of those things that you'll see that once you stop going against your gifts and the spirit and your soul and your intuition, that things are going to feel more sturdy and foundational, more structured. Because your intuition really is guiding you, because you have that kind of gift. And you really have to just open up to not fighting against it. Curiosity can kill the cat. And it's just like, that's what a lot of what I would say the enemy or the negativity or the ego, it wants you to go against your higher self, to just see what the world can do. And once you go against your higher self, see what the world can do, you kind of miss out on the will of God, on your inheritance, on your fortune, like on like the path. Like you're kind of off over here seeing what the world can do, where your intuition is like, but we were supposed to be doing this, Red Robin Hood. Now your grandma done got ate up. You finna get ate up. You can't even call for help. Thank God God has somebody to come up, help y'all out. But that's what I'm saying. So don't get too curious, because heaven is on your side. Follow your guidance, because I missed the card. Because you can handle the stuff now. You're not all into the emotional immaturity, where when a situation would come up, you'd be like, ah! You're not like that anymore. You really like situations coming up, you're like, okay, God, how we finna handle this? Okay, as long as it's handled. And walk that thing out. That's a way of life. I like that. So if I could leave y'all with something useful, like an exercise or something. Let me take a deep breath. This is new to me. I'm seeing from the Spirit, put out a tablet and write out things you're praying for. It's like, and just list out things you're praying for. It could be car, TV, home, a new dog, a relationship that can keep you feeling stable as you go to work and go to school and da-da-da. Like these things that you just, good partnership, stuff that you're praying for. And I'm seeing in the Spirit, like on one side, right, the things that you want, and on the other side, right, the answer will come. 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 And I think that's pretty simple to do just in itself. And that's what I think, just writing out so you're clear on what you want and knowing what you want. And then just affirming within yourself your mind, your body, and your spirit. That's what the writing helps with. The writing gets the body involved, the mind involved, the spirit involved. That the answer will come. The answer will come. The answer will come. And I think that's a pretty good exercise. I'm gonna do it myself. So I hope you enjoyed yourself. This soul message. This is the soul message. This is the soul message. And I'm the Mystic Jamad Emmanuel. And you can find out more about me at themysticjamad.com. And just tune in here on YouTube. If you're not subscribed to me on YouTube, you're not really catching the experience, because I know you might be listening to me on the podcast platforms, but subscribe to me on YouTube, because I'll be doing even more things. I'll be posting even more things. There'll be some classes. There'll be so much going on my YouTube page. But this is, if you want to catch this, be sure to subscribe. So with that being said, much love to you. Take care of yourself. Vibrate higher. Ciao.